In March a few years back, Rick Stewart's home security system picked up motion near the side of his house. The system snapped a few photos and sent them straight to his phone. What caught his eye was a strange, transparent figure standing in the driveway. Everything else in the image looked perfectly normal, sharp, but this one human-like shape seemed out of place, almost see-through. It was also only visible in one of the photos. The odd contrast made everyone wonder if it was something paranormal. A Reddit user working alone at a store was wrapping up the day when a quick glance at the security camera made their heart race. The store had been closed for nearly an hour, and the parking lot was supposed to be empty, but someone was sitting right on the hood of his car, staring straight into the camera. Alone, late at night, and already out the door, the user couldn't reach the non-emergency police line. When he finally walked out, the man was asleep by the front door. He moved on shortly after. What were their intentions? A mother got a notification from her doorbell and quickly checked the camera. She saw her daughter nervously entering the house, and right after, a man with a covered face and a hammer appeared. Neither the mother nor daughter had ever seen him before, and they suspect he may have been sent by someone. Her daughter was lucky. She made it inside just in time and locked the door safely behind her. They're left wondering what would have happened if she had been just a few seconds slower. After reviewing the footage from his doorbell camera, this man couldn't figure out who or what he was seeing. A figure appeared in the image, but the details were hazy. Some suggested it might have been a homeless person dragging a blanket, caught in motion blur and distorted by poor camera quality. But the figure's transparent appearance left others wondering. Could it really have been just a trick of the light, or did the camera capture something else? In a quiet Carrollton neighbourhood, a routine evening took a bizarre and unsettling turn. A woman waited in her car while her husband went to buy a lottery ticket, when suddenly her Ring camera sent her an alert. What she saw left her shaken. A person in a devil goat mask calmly walked through their side yard and approached the front door. In their hands, a sign displaying a Bible verse, one about Judgment Day. The couple reported the incident to the police, but by the time officers arrived, the masked figure had vanished without a trace. No crime was committed, but authorities increased patrols in the area. Still, the eerie image lingers in the homeowner's mind. Why this house? And what was the true message behind that visit? This clip was posted to Reddit by someone who said it came from their grandparents' Ring camera, recorded at exactly 2 a.m. In the footage, a strange, pale, almost transparent figure can be seen slowly crossing the yard. The poster is convinced it's a ghost. Others weren't so sure. Some blamed motion blur, others suggested a camera glitch. So what do you think? Just a technical error, or did something else pass by that house in the dead of night? Because if it was just a glitch, then who was actually wandering around their property, and why? That might be even more disturbing than a ghost. A couple was sleeping when, around 1 a.m., their Ring camera picked up movement outside. The next morning, this is what they saw.
I deploy into the field back and pretend be lighted up there. How's just someone fixing or ale from it? I deploy into the field back and pretend be lighted up there.
Her eyes were sunken with dark circles, and she mumbled in a language that made no sense. Though she never returned, they're still shaken. And honestly, who wouldn't be? Just before reaching home, a woman got a notification from her security system. Motion detected inside her house. Panic set in as she feared a break-in, but the live camera feed showed nothing. She calmed down, thinking it was a false alarm. But the real shock came moments later, right at her doorstep. As she entered, her shirt moved, as if something invisible had grabbed it. If anything else ever occurred in that house, it was never shared. In Memphis, Tennessee, the LeMay family installed a Ring camera in their daughter's playroom, just to keep an eye on things. But only days later, that safety measure turned into a nightmare.
Who is that? I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus. Don't you want to be my best friend?
The camera had been hacked. Terrified, the little girl screamed for her mom. The family ripped the device out immediately. But the most disturbing part? No one knows how long the hacker had been watching, or what else he might have seen. For 3 nights in a row, always around 1 a.m., strange whistling sounds echoed through the quiet neighborhood. The pattern was too consistent to ignore. It wasn't a bird or random noise, it felt deliberate, like someone lurking just out of sight. Finally, the homeowner managed to catch the sound on camera.
You don't hear that? You only watch Stalking?
The footage didn't reveal much, but the audio captured the unnerving whistle cutting through the silence. Some say it's just a strange person walking by, maybe even someone calling their dog. But after 3 nights of the same chilling sound, that explanation doesn't sit right. What was going on here? A woman had been stalked by a man for over a month, following her nearly everywhere she went, but this time she had proof. One morning, he followed her all the way to the gym and waited in his car for over 35 minutes. But when she didn't come out, he decided to take a look inside. Luckily, the woman had managed to slip out unnoticed through another door. The entire incident was caught on the gym's CCTV, so she used the footage to show the police. This may have protected her from something far worse. A homeowner noticed a strange blur gliding past their porch late at night on their security camera. They posted the footage on Reddit with a desperate caption: "Help, what is this?" The shape seemed to float, translucent and slow. Most users suggested it was a close-up bug blurred by the camera's infrared lens, but some believed it was paranormal. What do you think? A homeowner had just moved into their new place a couple of weeks ago when their Blink doorbell camera began picking up something strange. Most recordings were crisp and clear, but one night they received a notification and found blurry footage unlike anything before. A little girl was seen standing outside late at night. No one nearby recognized her, and no child was seen again on the camera. The footage remains the neighbourhood's mystery. A young woman living in Rexford at Waterford Lakes noticed something unsettling on her Ring camera. But this wasn't the first time he appeared. He'd been seen loitering outside her apartment on multiple occasions, walking back and forth, never really going anywhere. She filed a police report, but the only advice given was to stay safe. But who is this man? And why does he keep coming back? And why is he so aggressive? A man was working late at home when a loud bang came from the living room. When he went to investigate, he saw this.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh, 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 shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop. Charlie, come on.
Two hands were slamming the door, like someone was desperately trying to get in. But when he turned on the outdoor light, no one was there. He tried to stay calm, but another loud knock came again. And then, silence.
I don't even know how to explain what I'm seeing. Holy hell.
But the eerie feeling never left that night. The man had no idea if he was still safe in that house. One morning in Hudson, Wisconsin, a woman noticed footprints in the fresh snow outside her home. They led straight to her bedroom window, and then vanished the same way they came. Someone had clearly crept up during the night to peer inside. She immediately installed a security camera facing that window. Days later, her fear turned real. The footage showed a man lurking, staring into her bedroom. Police traced him to Robert Cessna. According to his LinkedIn profile, he was an executive at 3M. He denied everything, but the evidence proved otherwise. He was charged with felony stalking and lost his job. One night, a woman checked her doorbell camera after hearing the sound of a car door shutting. What she saw startled her. A tall, dark shadow standing next to a blue car in the driveway. It looked human-shaped but lacked any real features. Curious, she opened the door to see if someone was actually there, but the driveway was empty. She went back inside and checked the app again. The figure was still there, unchanged. The camera was working fine otherwise, recording passing cars and movement normally. Even after multiple checks, the eerie figure never moved, never faded, and couldn't be seen in person. Is it just some glitch, or a trick of the light, or something darker? Just after her husband left for work, a woman stepped outside to do the laundry. That's when she heard this. A voice behind her quietly asking for help. She called the police immediately.
I looked around, I didn't see anybody out on the road or any cars or anything. So I went back to my Ring video to make sure I wasn't just creatively hearing something.
I can hear somebody saying something, but I can't.
Well, I posted it on there.
They searched the property thoroughly, but found nothing. To this day, the woman still wonders who, or what, called for help that morning. Early one morning, a woman was jolted awake by loud banging at her front door. When she checked her doorbell camera, she was terrified.
Stay there until he gets there. I swear to God, you can't go. Really, no, keep going. This door for sure. Yeah, open this goddamn door. You open this goddamn door, nigga. Since we butt my ass. Open this door, nigga. Bitch ass niggas. Bitch. Open this goddamn door, you hear me?
Two men were outside, clearly trying to break in. Fortunately, her front door was solid steel with reinforced steel jambs, likely saving her from a far more disturbing outcome. Years ago, a woman was home alone when her doorbell rang. It had one of those cameras that snap a picture every time it detects motion. But when she opened the door, no one was there. Confused, she checked the footage. What she found was eerie. Two ghostly figures in white. She immediately sent the image to her friends group asking if it was any of them. But it wasn't. No one had been near her place that night. What would you do? It was late at night when a woman standing alone on her porch experienced something she couldn't explain.
There's like little mosquitoes.
Kind of going on there. What? What did you say? What did you say, Mommy?
Her husband, watching the front camera feed, suddenly warned her. There was someone unusual walking right behind her. Startled, she turned to look, trying not to make it obvious. Within moments, her husband and children rushed outside, all drawn by the strange sight. But just like that, the figure vanished into the dark. It also hadn't appeared on any of the other house's cameras. The family couldn't shake the feeling they had witnessed something paranormal. And honestly, they might be right. Late at night, a Reddit user was fast asleep when their mom suddenly called out, saying she'd heard two loud knocks at the front door. They checked all the outdoor security cameras but found nothing. Even the dog, who usually sleeps in the living room and barks at the slightest sound, stayed quiet. But there was one camera inside the hallway aimed near the front door that picked up two distinct knocks. No one visible, just the sound. How is that possible? This security camera shows a woman walking around an office when something strange happened. It looked like an invisible force suddenly grabbed her. Now we're left wondering, was this footage real or just a clever fake? Late one Halloween night, a motion alert pinged from a doorbell camera. When they checked the footage, this figure appeared. Even on Halloween, it's still terrifying. Whether a prank or not, let's just hope no one opened the door for it. Late at night, a man stumbled toward a house in a drunken daze. Take a look.
Sorry.
Who the fuck are you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Without hesitation, he opened the front door, triggering chaos inside. He acted as if he actually belonged there. But to the family living there, he was a complete stranger. He didn't fight back. He just stood there confused and oddly familiar with the place. It made people wonder, what if he wasn't just a drunk intruder? What if he used to live there? This man checked his security footage after receiving a late night alert, but what he saw left him stunned. In the dim glow of his garage light, a strange figure appeared, slender, hunched, and moving far too quickly to be human. No one could explain what it was, or why it had been there. Was it a person, an animal? To me, it doesn't look like either. One thing's certain, the footage raised far more questions than answers. Around 11 p.m., a peaceful night turned into a nightmare for one family. Kevin Flaherty, their neighbour, appeared at their front door wearing a bulletproof vest and holding a weapon. Inside, a mother and her 2 children were jolted into fear. Thinking fast, she grabbed her kids and locked them all in the bathroom. For 25 agonizing minutes, they stayed hidden, waiting for police to arrive. Later, it was revealed Flaherty's wife and daughter had left him just days earlier, after he threatened to harm them. His daughter had been staying with this very family, afraid of what her father might do. The man was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Late at night, a ring camera captured something truly disturbing. There was no movement at the door, no one visible on screen. Yet out of the silence came a strange, eerie voice. The house was still, the street completely empty. So who or what was making those sounds? This man was terrified when he reviewed the CCTV footage from a camera in the shed pointed at the kitchen of his cabin. While he and his wife were upstairs, the camera captured this. A person or shadow can be seen moving inside, from right to left. They were supposed to be alone. So who or what was in the kitchen? A homeowner began hearing strange noises near the back of their house one night. They decided to check the security camera to see if it had captured anything, and sure enough, it had. Later, another camera picked up the same eerie sound. It could have easily been a mountain lion or some other wild animal, but the homeowner said they've lived there for years and had never heard anything like it before. Whether it's just an animal or something darker remains unknown, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still absolutely terrifying to hear at night. One night, a Reddit user posted this clip from his doorbell camera. It shows what looks like a faint, shadowy figure darting across the street. Just as a car begins entering the frame from the left, the figure seems to vanish. The timing, the blur, and the transparency led many to wonder if it was something paranormal, or just a trick of the light. This man was out of town when he noticed something disturbing on the Ring camera at his cabin. The footage shows a strange individual wandering around the backyard. What makes it unsettling is how the person moves. Odd, aimless, and suspicious. The user mentioned they live near some known drug users, so there's a chance it was one of them creeping around. But that might be even more terrifying, knowing someone like that is wandering around your house. A man installed Ring cameras around his home in the woods, mainly for safety and to capture possible wildlife footage. It didn't take long until one camera captured something quite unusual. Late at night, a naked man appeared on the footage wandering the property. Oddly, he seemed unfazed by his lack of clothes, but visibly terrified, as if something or someone was chasing him. He disappeared briefly. Soon after, he returned, grabbing a metal pipe from the property. He moved toward a side path, still looking for something, before vanishing into the darkness. Nobody knows who he was after or why he was so frightened. Whether he was running from something real, suffering mentally, or both, remains unclear. In Cincinnati, Ohio, a man attempted to flee from law enforcement, but his escape didn't go as planned. The entire chase was captured on a neighborhood doorbell camera.
Oh, man! Come on, man!
Randy, get down on the ground.
I ain't get on the ground, bro. I ain't get on the ground.
Randy, show me your hands.
I ain't get on the ground, bro.
Turn around. Turn around here. Turn around.
The man made a run for it, but officers quickly cornered him right on a quiet suburban lawn. Within seconds, flashing lights and shouting filled the frame as the man hesitated and resisted. Officers moved in fast, pinning him down after a short scuffle. The homeowner watched the whole thing, both entertained and a little frightened. A home security camera caught something odd in a quiet garage one night. A strange glowing light dropped from the sky. It floated silently into the garage and vanished. The way it moved felt intentional. No one knows what it was. Do you have any guesses? When a cabin owner reviewed his security camera footage, he saw something unexpected. For just a few seconds, a strange figure appeared in the frame. You couldn't make out its face or body clearly, but it didn't resemble any regular person or animal. Some people speculated it might have been a skinwalker, but honestly, the clip doesn't provide much to go on. The man hasn't had any similar encounters since, but he still wonders what it could have been. While staying in her cabin deep in the woods, this woman had a terrifying experience. Something felt off, an unsettling presence she couldn't shake. She glanced around, trying to pinpoint the source of her unease. That's when she saw it, right outside her window. A pale, strange figure lurking in the shadows, with an unnaturally long neck and features that didn't look human at all. Who, or what, was watching her from the darkness? Late on January 30th, 2025 in Mauritius, a group of friends were hanging out when a grey van suddenly pulled up beside them. And then, something terrifying happened. One of the men was taken. Fortunately, the next morning he was found alive, but brutally beaten. Reports revealed his attackers tried to extort money, allegedly over an unpaid debt tied to a criminal group. He's now recovering, but the kidnappers are still out there. Now, let's watch this next video.